so much to Game Changers this beautiful Sunday morning. Thank you for staying tuned with Tukuza Plus. Today on Game Changers, we have Mrs. Mary Munyiri. She's the CEO of Eclof Kenya, and she's here to tell us a thing or two about what she does and who she is. Welcome to the show, Mrs. Munyiri.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about yourself. Who is Mary Munyiri? Tell us about your work with the Lord and about your family.
Mary Munyiri is a born-again Christian. I gave my life to Christ in 1984. And from that time, I have not looked back. I am passionate. I am also self-driven. About my family, I am married to Reverend Paul Munyiri. Together we have one son.
Tell us about Eclof. What you do and why do you do it? And how long have you been doing Eclof?
Okay, Eclof is a microfinance company. It was incorporated in 1994, and what it does, it avails affordable credits to business people, farmers, employed people, both in the rural and in urban areas. We have over 40,000 clients. We are in above 90% presence. Our presence is above 90% in the 47 counties. We have 17 branches and 17 separate offices. In total, you can say that we have 34 touch points. Our loan book now is over 600 million. In everything we do, or I do, let me say everything I do, I serve the Lord. I do not have a separation between spiritual and what is worldly. For me, everything is service to the Lord. Work to me is worship.
You mentioned to us that your loan book is about 600 million Kenya shillings. How has your knowledge of money and resources changed over the years?
Money, for me, I believe money and other resources are some of the means the Lord has put in somebody's house to be able to accomplish the purpose that He has for the person's life. So as I manage this, the money and other resources, I don't have to covet them. I don't have to be greedy or to just start looking at them and thinking, what can I do if the money and other resources were meant for me as an individual? I have to just continually remind myself it's a means to accomplish God's purpose. And for that, I do not need to misappropriate it or mismanage it. I just need to use the money and the resources for the purpose what it is they're meant for.
I'm sure you know this. We live in a very materialistic, in a society where greed is everything, and everyone wants to grab something for themselves. What, in your view, is the measure of true success?
True success is about using everything that is within you. The gift God has given you, the talents, the skill, the knowledge, any resource at your disposal. You use it so that when you go to the grave, you go empty, having utilized all those resources within you to be able to impact positively to humanity positively. For me, true resources is about not being greedy, not holding anything, even wealth. It's about using for the well-being of the people, because the essence of living is giving.
Mary, we live in such harsh economic times. Inflation has hit the roof. The cost of fuel is high. Are there opportunities for medium and small enterprises in this country?
There are lots of opportunity. It depends on how people want to, what they want to see, what they want to hear. But there are lots of opportunity. If people open their eyes to see at any given situation, there is opportunities, lots of it, for all those people who hear right, who will be able to listen right. For those ones who get convicted that there are opportunities, there are a lot of them at any given time. There is no one time you can say there are no opportunity. Yeah, they're there. You open your eyes and see what it is that you are supposed to see. But you see, if you confess negatively, you see the wrong things, you listen to the wrong things, then you are the kind of a person who say there are no opportunities. But opportunities are always there. Yes.
You told us as Eclof, you've served over 40,000 Kenyans. Yes. What are some of the wrong attitudes or mismanagement of funds that you've witnessed among some of your clients or people generally?
Some of the wrong attitudes is the inability of those people who, inability to recognize that whatever they have, it belongs to God. The way they look at things and think they merit everything. And what they have acquired is through their hard work, through being good strategists, being intelligent. That for me is wrong attitude, because people should recognize that it's God who enables us. As much as we could be able to have all the good things, it's the God who enables us to get whatever it is. The other wrong attitude I see is where people think other people don't have because they do not work hard, they are not educated, they don't have the right strategy. You think that's why some people do not have the wealth like they could have, or that's why maybe they are poor. Yes.
You're a pastor's wife.
Yes.
You're married to Reverend Paul Munyiri, and you're also the CEO of ECLO of Kenya. And society tends to value the corporate world more than the religious world. Mm-hmm. So how do you ensure your husband remains the head of your home and feels secure, even though he's married to a CEO?
I think it depends on how you want to carry it. When I am in the office, I'm the CEO. When I go to the house, I'm Mrs. Munyiri, the wife of Munyiri, and the mother to my son. I said I have one son. So I do not carry my being a CEO to the house or to church or to wherever else. The position of CEO is wherever it is should be. I also want to believe that God knew that I'm married by a reverend, and he has already has continued to cause me to climb the career ladder, knowing that I'm a CEO, knowing that my husband is a reverend. So I just need to recognize that and be able to give him the position he requires.
Sexual integrity is such a challenge for most women in the corporate world, and most women feel they must give sexual favors so as to advance in the corporate ladder. How has it been for you, and what advice would you have for younger women?
That is what you call bribery or corruption. Whatever you want to call it, you don't have to. In fact, you don't even have to be a Christian not to. You just have to respect yourself. And I think as much as you would want to think that you have to do all these things to bribe, to go through the bedroom, wherever you are calling it, it's not necessary. You have to just be a person of integrity. I want to give you a case. I don't know whether I can call it a case study or a true story about myself. When I was starting my career life, I started as an accountant because my background is also finance. I had a father who was a business person, and when I was to get a first job, I gave my life to Christ a long time ago, as I have said that when I was still a young girl. My father said when I was to go to my first job, he said, I'm also one boy called one boy. One boy, if I did not give something for this job of yours, would you have gotten it? I had not gone to the job for that job. I told him, what did you do? He said, I gave something. I asked my father, do you read the Bible? He said, yes. Is giving bribe a sin? I was a very young girl. He said, yes. Then he said, why do you want me to sin? I'm a Christian. I have been telling you that I have given my life to Christ. He said, this is what's being done these days. That's what people are doing. I told him, I cannot sin. This is my father, my first job. I told him, I will not go. I didn't go for that job. And then my father said, he's not, with the due respect, my father is no longer living, but he also went to be with the Lord when he had given his life to Christ. He told my mother, he called my mother and said, I have finished with your daughter. So now I will not want to hear anything about your daughter. She has not complied what I'm saying. He went back to his business. He was a businessman outside in town, outside the home area where we were living. He went back. 3 weeks to that, I was called for a job I had done for interview I had done interview 3 months prior to that. I was called, I was employed, and from that time, I continued getting jobs and getting other good things in life where I never had anyone who held my hand. My dad didn't hold my hand. So I think that was the beginning of being a person of integrity, a person who is not seeking for people to hold their hands, a person who knew that they can who knows that they can be able to work their way through even without having to be held by somebody. My father said, this girl, when he was dying, he said, this girl is different.
Finally, Mary, If you're to live your life all over again, what would you change and what would you maintain?
If I were to start again, I could still commit my. I don't regret to have committed my life to Jesus Christ a long time ago. I would still go back to that. In fact, I would even have wondered why I didn't commit my life to Christ earlier. I would still walk the life the way I'm walking. And yes, I think there's nothing I think I would change. I would still live the way I'm living. I'm not regrettable about anything. Many people think that you should not even be very open talking about Christ, but I think I would talk about him more.
Thank you so much, Mary Munyiri, for inspiring us, for motivating us, and reminding us a place of money, God, and service. Guys, that was Mary Munyiri, the wife of a pastor and a corporate woman and a CEO, reminding us that it's possible to leave the CEO in the office and go home to be a wife and a mother. Join us next Sunday for another amazing game changer here on Tukuza.